Recovery Committee is one of many organizations committed to the recovery of grizzly bears in the lower 48 states. 171. There are 5 recovery zones for grizzly bears in the lower 48 states, including the North Cascades ecosystem in Washington state. 154. The National Park Service and U.S. Fish and Wildlife initiated the process of an environmental impact statement that started in the fall of 2014 to begin the recovery process of grizzly bears to the North Cascades region. 154. A final plan and environmental impact statement was released in the spring of 2017 with a record of decision to follow. 154. 156. In 2017, the Trump administration stripped parklands of previous regulations that protected wildlife living on the land, putting species such as the grizzly bear at risk. 172. Specifically, federal protections on the grizzly bear in Yellowstone National Parks were removed. Regulations that protected the bears against hunting methods with Park Service rules, specifically in parklands in Alaska, were revisited by the Department of Interior. 172. 173. The National Parks Conservation Association, NPCA, supports common sense opportunities for hunting in national preserves, but the state of Alaska's wildlife management leads for the killing of more bears, which increases the population of moose and caribou. 172. 173. The rise in moose and caribou works in favor of sport hunters. Teresa Pino, President and CEO of National Parks Conservation Association, stated, "The state of Alaska's lawsuit against the Park Service and Fish and Wildlife Service seeks to overturn common sense regulations, which underwent a thorough and transparent public process." More than 70,000 Americans said no to baiting bears with grease-soaked donuts in Denali National Park and Preserve. The public was right to want to stop sport hunters from crawling into bears' dens and using flashlights to wake and kill mother bears and their cubs. The state's attempt to dismantle the results of this public process jeopardizes the stewardship of federal public lands, which belong to all Americans. 172. A press release on the 3rd of October, 2022 stated that a federal district court, based in Alaska, will be returning to look over a National Park Service rule relating to hunting practices, including baiting bears. 172. The Interior Department and Park Service's decision permits the law to reside in place while conducting revisions. 172. See also. Bear baiting. Etsoish Sinjiit Shin, Grizzly bear standing, Kalispell Chief. Grizzly 399. Grizzly Peak, Berkeley Hills. Grizzly Polar Bear Hybrid. Timothy Treadwell.
Good. Did finish the grizzly bear. That's one you have to stay away from if you're traveling in United States. In the north part, you have to stay far away from this. Don't get close. Some do that in Alaska. Some crazy people, they think they are friends of the brown bears and grizzly bears, and then they go super close when they're eating this fish, salmon fish at the rivers. They're going close to sit close to them, and then many have got killed, they got attacked. So don't do that, and don't get close, and probably good out there to have weapons. So that's north of the United States. They have some dangerous animals. Like if you're living in Alaska, out of the cities, you can meet grizzly bears, brown bears, and you got this cougars and jaguars. So actually that's good there to have a kind of weapon if you are living outside the cities. Small, actually you can meet dangerous animals you have to shoot and protect yourself, protect your own life and your family's life. If you're living in a house up in North Idaho or Washington, you can actually have a big grizzly bear in your garden. So that would be good to have some kind of weapon. If you have a grizzly bear breaking into your front door, they can break into your door in your house. You have a hungry grizzly bear, you are cooking some nice burgers in your kitchen. And then you have a hungry grizzly bear can smell the nice meat, nice burger, and they like to eat. So you have to think about when you're talking so much about weapons and firearms in the United States. They have many very dangerous animals. They got the alligators, they got the American alligators too. You have big rattlesnakes, they have some very big snakes, big dangerous snakes, python, like big pythons. So if you're going to Florida, don't take a swim in the Florida swamps. There's Everglades, there's a lot of big alligators and big pythons. They have rattlesnakes in the desert like Arizona. In the Texas they have big rattlesnakes and scorpions. Poison scorpions. They have spiders. Big spiders, so I have to read stuff about that if I go to United States. I need to know we have some dangerous animals like snake and scorpions, spiders, black bears, brown bears, grizzly bears, cougars, jaguars, lynx, wolves, grey wolves, and moose, some big animals. So that's not Denmark. The wildlife in the United States, that's not like Scandinavia. But there's a lot of good links there. I will look through this document, then I will find more links. Probably I have to get a new paper. But that's not so much about Oregon anymore. That's more about the United States. I have a read list with United States, but I'll not start to do that. I would like to read about the United States and all the many states and the big cities. But that's another project. But I should maybe start a little bit more. I like to read about Montana and Idaho, California and Los Angeles. Yes, let's stop the video.